My first guests are three glamorous and successful women. One is an Oscar-nominated star from Carlo, another is an IFTA award-winning actress from Monaghan, while the third is also an actress on a mission. Would you welcome, please, Danielle Ryan, Saoirse Ronan and Charlene McKenna, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Danielle, I'm going to just mention your heritage in a sense because your grandfather, Tony Ryan, your father, Cathal Ryan, and everyone will think Ryanair and planes and aviation, but you've just come from an event utterly unrelated to all of that, which is what?
Which was tonight the opening of the Lear Academy, which is the new National Dramatic Academy for Ireland. So,
what does that mean?
It means that we're teaching the best of the best actors, technicians, writers. Yeah, so it's a new academy for actors. Really.
Your idea?
No, I trained in RADA, and I think during that time the very famous Trinity course here was closing down.
Right.
And it was a little bit of a shame, and we sat, myself and my father, over the kitchen table one evening and just thought, we should do something. And it took about 3 years of chats with the industry and different universities, and decided, yeah, there's something that we should do and fund and be a part of.
Did you have to wine and dine some amazing actors along the way?
I did.
Like who did you have? Did you have to suffer through lunch with? Tough gig this.
Drop the name Pierce Brosnan, something like that. Yeah.
You poor thing.
I know.
Yeah, who's he?
I know.
I think he was Johnny English or something. Who else did you?
He can rock a suit.
He
That's for sure. A suit.
Yeah, he's good in the suit.
He's pretty good in the suit.
He's good in the suit. No, he's great.
Who else?
Well, some of our ambassadors. These are sort of incredible people in the industry that started coming behind us. So, gosh, Colin Meaney. I'm going to really drop names now. Colin
you're
Meaney had a good 2-hour conversation with Danielle Day-Lewis. Was telling me what should be in the academy and what shouldn't, and what he found worthwhile in his training and what wasn't. And
so what would somebody watching tonight who has a kind of a half interest in acting or a big interest, how would they relate to the Lear project?
Well, I suppose, what we would do is, this is a degree course.
Right.
So it's a practical degrees course. So it doesn't go through the CAO. Someone would have to apply, audition, go through quite a tough process of 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And if they're good enough, they get selected down from hundreds to 15. And then that's it. Then they go through 3 years of training.
Right, so it's what they call nowadays a centre of excellence in some respects.
Indeed, yeah.
Important, Saoirse, is this sort of thing that strike is like important for the up-and-coming generation of actors?
I think so, definitely. It's something that I think has been needed for a very long time. It's really the first of its kind. And as you said, it's going to be the National Drama Academy. And just, as a young actor myself, I've met in particular a lot of young people who are trying to break into acting or directing or lots of different aspects of filmmaking or theatre, and it could even be technical, it could be camera or anything like that. And we were just at the official opening tonight, and I had a tour around, and I'm sure Charlene did as well. We had a tour around where they're going to make costumes, they're going to make sets, and after a certain amount of time the whole thing is just going to be run by the students, which is incredible.
Is this something, Charlene, you would have been interested in when you were starting out?
Absolutely, Ryan. There was nothing like this when I was coming out, and my main thing when I had dinner with them was that there wasn't points, because I think there's very little in our education, our secondary education, like geared towards anything like this.
Yeah.
So it's if you get an A1 in maths, doesn't really translate to being a good actor. So that was my thing. There's no points, that it's a talent-based thing, and that's what I think is really, really special about it.
OK, it's going to cost a lot of money to run something like this, so how are you going to fund it?
It actually works the same as every university, so the students pay the same as any university.
The way that's how they fund these things.
That's
OK. And then imagine you growing up, as I said before, about planes and aviation and so on. That's probably what was the breakfast time conversation. So why theatre? Where did this come from in your experience?
I think my family were always extremely patriotic, and I think were great lovers of literature. So they always had the great playwrights and everything else in the house. So there was always a huge love of it and a huge respect for theatre and what what it means to Ireland and what it means internationally as well, and the way the world sees Ireland as an artistic nation, really. And most of our, actors are our best ambassadors. Yeah. So I think it was something that was always actually kind of a natural progression. And it's sort of a strange story that we converted a barn at the back of our house into sounds eccentric.
Into a
90-seater theatre.
Well, that's okay. I thought you were going to say an airport hangar.
No.
That's okay.
Big.
Yeah.
And we used to put on plays for local community, and we used to raise money for children's charities. So it was always around with a bit of fun. And then the natural progression went, let's do it properly, let's go to RADA, let's do that, and then sort of this. So in a way it has happened naturally, but it does seem a large leap from aviation.
From the back barn. So just while I have you guys here particularly, just want to catch up with you what you're up to. Charlene, I read in the papers during the week, true or not, about you being in Merlin, the BBC show. Is that happening? Or
Can
you play a sea serpent or something appropriate like that?
I'm playing a lamia, which is an ancient Greek mythological creature that's half woman, half serpent.
Well, that fits.
Who kind of charms all the knights, and then didn't hear that, Ryan.
Oh, sorry.
Who charms all the knights and then kills them. So she's a really, really vulnerable creature who turns into this hideous monster.
Will that be a tough role for you, Charlie?
Very difficult. I have no idea how I did it. No, it was a lot of fun. It was crazy fun doing all the CGI stuff.
And what's the plan with Raw? What's happening with
Raw 4 is just completed. It is. It's all finished and it's due back out in January sometime.
So there's more. So you're kind of all over the place work-wise.
A wee bit all over the place.
But I mean in the right possible, best possible sense. And Saoirse, the last time there was a compliment in there. You just have to find it.
Keep it clean.
The way back was the last time we spoke, I think, here on this show, and we spoke on the radio about other things. But
we speak on
a regular basis. Yeah, I know, wherever it happens. But the cartoon, you've been doing cartoon voices, which I think is kind of interesting. Which one did you do?
I did an animation at the start of the year called Ariete. Yeah. And it was Studio Ghibli, which is a powerhouse in Japanese animation. And so basically I did the English-speaking version. So I did that, and I've just done another one as well called Justin and the Knights of Valor.
Do you like doing the kind of cartoon stuff? I'm sorry, you're meant to call it animation. Sorry, I was always told they're cartoons.
No, but they are cartoons. Okay. I mean, there's different types of animation. Tintin is coming out here on Sunday, and that's more... Well, it looks fantastic, but it's more motion capture. Okay. So I suppose you could still say it's animation, but it's...
Oh, and aren't you in The Host? Is that the Stephanie Meyer adaptation?
Yeah.
What's happening there?
I'll do that next year.
You're filming that next year?
At the start of next year, yeah. So it's exciting. We're going to be shooting all over in the States.
That's great.
But I'm going to be here as well, shooting in Dublin. I'm going to be doing a Neil Jordan film, which is really exciting.
Yeah, what is that?
For
Byzantium?
An Irish person. What?
Byzantium, is that what it's called? What's the Neil Jordan?
It's called Byzantium. Yeah.
And what's that about?
It's a vampire film. Actually.
Right. What isn't these days?
We need another one. But it's a good one. It's a really, really fantastic script, and it was written by a playwright, and Gemma Arterton's going to be in it as well. So.
Neil does good vampires.
He does very good vampires.
Yeah, so that's going to be very good. So between Stephanie Myers and Neil Jordan, you've got it all boxed off.
Yeah. It's
flying the Irish flag for the vampire world.
Well, I'm proud to be Irish. So.
Good, and keep it going. And Danielle, now that Lear is up and running, do you stand back and let it go now, or what do you keep coming up with stuff?
I mean, other than bugging all the offices and keeping an eye on it, just remain as a director on the board, and we have a collaboration with RADA for the next 5 years, so it is a Trinity RADA Ryan Trust, I suppose, grouping. But I'll be involved in it, doing a number of different things as well. So I mean, I'm kind of glad to put it to bed. I'm very proud of it. Yeah. And,
well, it's a good news story in a difficult time, isn't it?
It is, I think so, yeah. And I think it's had a huge response from the industry, and there's been incredible people that have, these two, for example, that have come behind as ambassadors, and the industry saying this is something that we need and is important at this time. So,
okay. Well, congratulations on the initiative. Thank you all for coming in. We'll see you all again in the night very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Danielle, Saoirse and Charlene. Thank you.